Hi, my name is Misty Dickerson, and this is my video response for chapters 3 and 4 and the questions that were asked. The 4 words that I hope my colleagues would use to describe me would be open-minded, respectful, ethical, and reliable. I chose open-minded because I want my teammates to know that they can come to me with new ideas or even concerns that they may have, and that I'll actually listen to them. I may not always have the perfect answer for them, but I'm always willing to consider a different perspective than my own. I'd like to be considered respectful. Respect goes a long way when it comes to building trust. And I try to show my colleagues that I value their time, their voices, and their opinions and their work, because we're all in this together. I also like to be considered ethical because doing the right thing, even when it's hard, matters a lot to me. That's just the way that I was raised, and I've always felt this way and very strongly about this. I want others to feel confident that the choices that I make are honest and fair, and that I'll always put our students first. And then I'd like to be known as reliable because more than anything else, I want everyone to know that they can count on me, whether it's following through on a task or just being there when someone needs support. I want to be someone that my team can really count on. For question number two, what would be a good metaphor to describe you as a teacher leader and why? I feel like being a teacher leader feels a lot like being a bridge.
It simply
A
connects
bridge
people
is not there
makes
to be
the
the
journey
center of
possible.
attention. It's
So in the
there
same
to
way,
help
I
get
connect
people
my colleagues
from
to
point A
ideas,
to point B.
resources, and each other.
And that's how
being
I
a teacher
see my
leader
role,
feels a lot like
connecting
being a
colleagues
bridge
to
because
resources,
it's not flashy.
ideas,
It's there
and
to
to
help
each
people
other so
move
that everyone
from point
feels
A to
supported
point
on their
B.
journey.
And that's how I
A bridge
see my
has to be
role
strong enough to carry the weight.
as connecting colleagues to
And
resources,
teacher leaders do the
ideas,
same
and each
thing.
other.
We take
so
on
that everyone
challenges,
feels
steady the
supported on
team
their
during
journey.
tough times, and
A
make sure
bridge
that
also
no one
has
feels
to be
stuck
strong enough to
on
carry
the side
weight.
while progress
And
is
teacher leaders
happening.
do the same thing. We
At
take
the
on
same time,
challenges,
bridges
steady the team
flex
during
with the
tough
winds
times,
and
make sure
conditions
no
around
one
them.
feels stuck
And as
on
a
the
teacher
side
leader,
while progress is
I
actually
have to
happening
adjust
on the other.
my support depending on the
At the
needs
same
of
time,
my
bridges
team,
also
whether that
flex with the
means
winds
stepping
and
in with
conditions around
guidance
them.
or stepping back
So
and
as a
giving them
teacher
space
leader,
when needed.
I have to adjust my support
Most importantly,
depending on
a
the
bridge
needs
is
of
built
my
on
team
trust.
at the time. Whether
You're
that
not going
means
to go on a
stepping
bridge
in with
if you don't
guidance
trust that
or
it's
stepping
going to
back and giving them
support you.
space when they need it.
And in the same way,
Most
leadership only
importantly,
works when
a bridge is built
relationships are grounded in
in
trust,
It's
respect,
built on trust.
and a shared
If
purpose.
you don't
And
trust
that's
the
what
bridge,
makes
you're
the
not
bridge
going to
worth
cross
crossing.
it. And people won't cross
For question number
unless they
2,
actually
what would be a good
believe
metaphor
that
to
it's gonna
describe
hold
you as a
them.
teacher leader
In
and
the
why?
same way, leadership
I feel like
also
being a
works
teacher
when
leader
relationships are
feels a lot
grounded in
like being a
trust,
bridge.
respect,
A
and
bridge
shared
is not
purpose.
there to be the center
And
of
that's what
attention.
makes the
It's
bridge
there
worth
to help
crossing.
get people from point. Question number 3. Why is it important to develop, enhance, or strengthen your own metacognitive thinking skills as it relates to the school environment? I think it's really important to strengthen my own metacognitive thinking skills because it helps me slow down and reflect on how I'm actually learning and growing and leading. If I'm aware of how I process things, then I can be more intentional about how I support others. For example, if I know that I tend to need time to process new ideas before jumping in, I can remember that some of my colleagues may actually feel the same way as me. And I could actually plan professional learning that gives them that space. Understanding the need of adult learners ties right back into this. As teachers, we usually study how children learn, but most of our leadership work is actually with adults. So adults learn best when the content feels relevant, practical, and respectful of their time and experiences. I've noticed that in my own PD experiences that I stay engaged a lot more often when I feel that something is actually useful right away. And I kind of tend to lose interest and just kind of zone out when it feels like it's just busy work or just another thing to do. So that self-awareness is metacognition at work, and it reminds me that my colleagues probably feel the same way. So by reflecting on my own learning and keeping the principles of adult learning in mind, I can actually create spaces that feel supportive, meaningful, and respectful to others. So at the end of the day, I want my colleagues to feel like their time actually matters to me and that their experiences are valued and that the work that we do together helps them walk away with something that they can actually use. Question number 4, what generation are you in and what strengths do the other generations possess that make them so unique and valued? So as a Gen Xer, I connect a lot with how my generation is described in the book, adaptable, independent, and a little bit of do it your own way. I've always appreciated being given the freedom to get a job done without all the extra little rules. I think that independence has shaped the way that I approach leadership. I like to be creative and find solutions that actually work for me, even if it means tweaking the system a little bit. At the same time, I really value what other generations bring to the table. Baby boomers have such a strong sense of dedication and commitment. Many of them have poured years into this profession, and they bring a wealth of knowledge and experience to the younger teachers like me that we can lean on. They're also team players. They're very optimistic and motivated when their contributions are actually recognized. So I've seen how their steady presence and their future-oriented mindset keep the school grounded. Now, millennials, on the other hand, bring so much energy and fresh perspective. They're very tech savvy, they're natural multitaskers, and they really care about making a difference in their communities. So I admire how goal driven they are, but also how much they value balance in their lives. They're motivated when their work connects to personal growth, and then they thrive on collaboration with other creative people. So when I step back, I realize just how important it is to have all of these generations working together side by side. Boomers bringing in the wisdom, Gen X brings adaptability, and the millennials bring innovation and energy. And as a teacher leader, my job is to help make sure that those strengths are recognized and blended so that everyone feels valued and so that together we can do what's best for all of our students.